Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Life in 5. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. And we have just arrived at the Salt Lake International Airport. I am with my wife, there's Tanya, and my daughter Katya. And we are going to be taking a little trip. Join us, shall you? We're getting ready to go through security. And I saw this pretty cool thing. I didn't notice this last time I was here. Just marking the Utah 2034 Olympic Winter Games. So pretty cool. So we are going to go through security. We're going to have a little fun here because I have TSA pre-check and they do not. So we're going to see if it really makes a difference. Do you think it will?
Maybe slightly.
Maybe and minute. I think I'm going to be waiting for hours for them. Let's see. And off they go to the regular line. And I will go to TSA pre-check. We made it through security. TSA pre-check did win. Beat them by a whopping minute and 47 seconds. But my bag did get pulled because of my camera. Funny enough, the guy seemed annoyed that he got to check that. So, but the Salt Lake Airport security is always pretty good, whether you're TSA pre-check or not. So, anyways, shall we explore the airport while we wait? Sure. Ooh. Her boss is flying out. She thinks it might even be the gate next to us. So, I don't know that we'll put that on camera because you don't care, because I don't care, but we'll see. We have made it to our gate to Paris. So after arriving at our gate, Katya and I are going to go explore. Well, we're not really exploring. We're going to a destination we know. We're going to go see if we can find some ice cream.
Yay!
Woo! Because ice cream makes everything better, including waiting at the airport.
Yay!
We've got gorgeous views of the mountains from the terminal. Good news, I see it. Rockwell ice cream. They have one that's like goat and berry or something.
Is that good?
I don't know, you'll have to see.
Oh.
We're walking back to our gate. And Katya has her ice cream. What did you get there?
Brown butter pecan and
Brown butter pecan and the goat. And what is the goat?
goat cheese, blackberry, lemon swirls, honey rosemary, and roasted
Almonds or something? No. She was not sure about it, but after she had a sample, she was pretty sure of it. It's a winner? It's the goat. And here's the plane we will be taking to Paris shortly. Now, Paris is not our final destination, actually. We'll be in Paris for about 3.5 hours. I think that's what our layover is. And then we will be heading into the Czech Republic. We're going to go to Prague. And then we're going to start a 10-day journey through, I think my wife said it's through 6 different countries. So anyways, we'll wait and get boarded on the plane here soon. And looks like they haven't quite started boarding, but I always laugh because people are all gathered around like we're gonna miss something if we don't get up there soon. So we are waiting to board the plane. We've already gone through the gate, I guess. It was kind of strange because we didn't have to show our ID or our ticket. They just took a picture of our face and said, "Welcome aboard." So
if you were a twin,
yes, if I was a twin,
like, and your twin bought a plane ticket,
and my twin bought a plane ticket, could they go?
Could they go?
I guess.
Identical
I
twin?
guess maybe. There's a lot of things people could do if they were twins, but there's only one of me, and that's probably one too many. We've made it to our seats on the plane. We are almost at the very back. What is there, like maybe 8-10 rows behind us? But there's like 50 rows ahead of us, so it's all right. We are here and ready. And Katya is already tired. So we'll just let her sleep through the meal service. So we are in Terminal 2E, Gate M. And evidently, we have to go to K or 2F, because that makes sense. So after a 10-hour flight and navigating the difficulties of sleeping and fine dining in coach, we are in Paris, and it's kind of chaotic. You know, you always come out and there's lots of different hallways and trying to figure out where you're going. And we are still in the secured area. We have not given our passport. And now we're trying to find Terminal 2F. And we had to take the train, which required, I guess, still being in the passport controlled area. And it didn't make a lot of sense there because we were at Portal M and we had to go to Portal K because M was tied to 2E and now we're in 2F, so I don't really know what's going on here. We'll see what we can find for our next gate. We found 2F. Congratulations, Katya, you've made it to 2F. She didn't care. Paris Airport. So we made it through the customs passport control, I guess, whatever. It was a very interesting experience, we'll just say. My daughter said she thought it felt like a bunch of volunteers. It's probably a very apt term. It was just like, I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't think they really cared what was happening there. It was like, well, we got to do this, so we'll kind of just make sure it happens. But going through, you know, we had to just scan our passport, and you couldn't video or film at that point, so that's why you don't get to see it. But you just basically put your passport up there, it scanned it, you walked between a little plexiglass thing, and then it took your picture, and then it opened, and you were done. And no one talked to you, and now I guess I'm in France. Very interesting airport architecture. I can't tell if it's old or new. And if you look out there, you might be able to see there's planes. So there are definitely shopping options in here, lots of high-end. I see Dior, Lacoste. There was a big bag. Here's a perfume shop. Definitely, probably not stuff I am going to be looking for.
That vending machine had Orangina.
My daughter said the vending machine had Orangina, which I think is the thing she wants to get while we're here. But yeah, it looks like we're in a cross between the mall and an airport. Strange. We found our gate, but we found we have about 3 hours-ish till our flight, and there is not much seating. So we're gonna just kind of explore around the terminal, see what we can find. See if we can get Katya her Orangina and maybe something else fun. Did you get your Orangina? Look at that. Orangina. How is it? We could see you already had some.
good.
It's good? Okay. Let's go in the store. Mini bâton de burger. Takis, Doritos. What kind of Doritos are these? Sweet chili pepper. Huh. Hot and spicy Pringles. Classic paprika Pringles. We all like the paprika Pringles. Then of course at the airport, if you forgot your last minute Paris items, you can get those. And a monster-sized ratatouille for 200 euro. So it's kind of interesting because amongst the terminal, they have these areas that are, I don't know, lower. You can see they're like down further where there's some eating options. So I'm not sure why they are down there as opposed to just being out here with everyone else. Maybe to separate it and give it a restaurant feel, but we're gonna go and check out this one, Paul, see if we can get something to eat before our flight. I ended up going with the croissant. It's quite tasty. Tanya went with the pain au chocolat, and Katya went with the I'm not hungry right now. So maybe later. That's good. That was a good croissant. We are at the gate, and they evidently we are at the time for departure. And it said Prague up there because that's where we're headed. We're headed to Prague. But then all of a sudden it says Geneva up there. So I'm not sure why they have the same gate being used for two different destinations. I hope our plane ends up going to the right place. And as far as what it's like here, I would say this is like organized chaos. I mean, it is just people crowding kind of all over the place. I don't know, that's what air travel is nowadays, I guess. Hopefully we get on the plane and it goes to the right place. There is the plane, or at least the nose of the plane that will be taking us to Prague. Just waiting to board. Getting ready to take off. And we are off the ground, no longer in France. On our way to Prague, the Czech Republic. I wonder if we'll be able to see anything from the window. It might be a little too cloudy, it appears. You can see some low clouds. So after a short, it was just over an hour flight, like an hour and 10 minutes, we have arrived in Prague. We are in the Czech Republic, so we're going to take the public transportation into the old town to the city center. I understand that's actually the most cost-effective way as well as fairly efficient. So we can take a Uber or something, it's like $50. Or we can take the streetcars and it's like $2. So I think we're just going to do that. And it doesn't sound like it's any slower to do that. So that's what we'll do. But we'll make our way through the airport and to the streetcars. This is not just coffee, it is so coffee. In Europe, a lot of times the baggage claim is before you leave the secured area. So we just left that, but there's something before we get on the bus that I need to check out because there is evidently a huge model of the airport made out of Lego here. And I saw that online, so we have to come and check that out before we leave. So we'll take a quick peek at that. This is a pretty massive model. Looks like they've got some buttons you can press. Probably make some magic happen. Not sure what. That is pretty freaking cool. You've got some cars moving, some different action. That's pretty cool. Well, the Lego build is certainly cool, and I could spend a little bit more time looking. We're gonna go into the city. I know my family's, I don't know, either ready to go to the city or ready to go to the hotel and crash. Which is it? City. She said a little bit of both, I think. But it's kind of fun. They've got like a sari board over here and a chess board. So lots of things you can do while you're waiting for people at the Prague airport. But now we're gonna go out and see if we can get tickets. I think I had said it was for the streetcar, but I think into town it's actually a bus. So we'll go and come out here and see if we can get them. As you come out of the terminal, right here at these machines is evidently where we can get our tickets for the transportation. So we'll hurry and do that because the bus is here. So these are the machines that we will purchase our tickets on. You come here, you can just press English, and then you can buy tickets or coupons or find a route. If you do buy tickets, you'll see you can buy it based on time. So 24 hours is 150 crowns, which I think is about $7.50 today. So not too bad. We'll probably just do that so we can ride the subway and whatever else for the next 24 hours. All right, so we're gonna take the 59 to the metro. It's just here, so we're gonna hurry and try and catch it. So we are on the 59 bus, and we're gonna ride this out to the end of the line. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce what it is. It's like I'll try to pronounce it, I guess. Nadralazi Belaslaven. I believe that's where we're going. And there we will catch the metro into the city center. That should take us down by the train station. At least that's my shaky understanding. Aren't you happy to hear me say that, Obi?
The adventure.
It's the adventure, she says. We are now trying to make our way to the metro or the subway station. It's kind of hard because I'm not familiar with the language, and they do use some different characters, different accents and things, which makes it a little bit more challenging. But we figured out the line, I think, the direction we do not want to go. So we're going to see if we can get to the place we do want to go, and if we can get off near the train station in the heart of downtown. So let's see. So we made it out of the main train station. We were able to transfer the subways without too much issue. They did check a couple of times. They asked us to verify our tickets. I don't know if we looked like we were tourists who just wouldn't have a clue, or if they just check everyone that much. But fortunately we had them and we had no problem. And now we are trying to find our hotel, which is the Gold Bank Hotel. Evidently it is a converted bank that is now a hotel. So see if we can find it here. I believe I have found our hotel. We're staying at the Gold Bank. Now, this is an old converted bank that is now a hotel. And I think this is where we're at. Here's our room. You can see, have a little hallway. Hello. Looks like it's nice, actually. And then come around the corner, and there it is. I think we're actually just below the street level, which is kind of funny, but it's good enough to fit our needs. We have taken the streetcar I don't know, about 10 minutes from where we were staying. And supposedly up here is somewhere, at least I am interested in visiting. I think the girls are probably just humoring me. But they have a Lego museum where we have supposedly the Guinness World Record for the largest private Lego collection. So hopefully we can see that, and maybe it'll be cool. Museum of Bricks. So I guess this must be the place. So as you enter the museum, you go down the stairs, and the first thing you're greeted by is this mock of the astronomical clock in the main square in Prague. And then you come around the corner to some massive displays of a lot of Lego sets. It's gonna be hard to cover all of them, but we'll do our best here. So after spending probably way too long in the Lego museum, at least I'm sure that's what the ladies think, we're gonna walk over. Katya likes to collect, well, she used to collect bears from the Hard Rock Cafe when she was a kid, but she's now matured and she collects pins as a souvenir of places she's gone. So just down the way is the Hard Rock. So we're gonna do the most American thing ever and go to the Hard Rock, but we're not gonna eat there. We're just gonna let her get her thing. We'll find somewhere else to eat along the way, I think. Not sure if you can hear it, but there's bells going off. Just add to the ambiance. It's actually very cool walking through here. Very, very neat architecture everywhere you go. What in the world is going on over there? We're walking through the street and we see this. It's a guy hanging on for his dear life. How funny is that? These narrow cobblestone roads are pretty cool to walk down, I gotta be honest. Sounds like we may have found the tower that is causing all of the bell commotion. My daughter asked, does that just go on forever? Which I don't think it does. The Duck Boutique. Katya wants to go check out the Duck Boutique. Would you look at all of these ducks? There's a duck for every occasion. Is your little duck heart content? Star ducks, Chewbacca duck, spider duck. They have all the ducks. Even a Trump duck. Coming around the corner into, looks like a more open square. Ooh, I see gelato over there. And there is the Hard Rock. Gonna go be Americans. Going straight to the pins. So we're done at the Hard Rock and headed over to the main square. You can see some of the iconic towers. And there's the famous astronomical clock. On the hour, it does a little show where like the 12 apostles come out and some other stuff. So maybe we'll get to see that while we're here. You can see a crowd of people already kind of congregating to watch that happen in about 10 or 15 minutes. We have about a minute left till the astronomical clock goes off and we'll get to see the big show. Hopefully it's not a letdown because there's a lot of people waiting. Oh, I hear dinging. It was 20 dings, so my wife was correct. It was the 24-hour clock. If we'd been here at 8 in the morning, it would have just been 8 chimes of the bell. So, yeah, I don't know. Was that a letdown to you?
It's cool.
That seems like it might have been a letdown to her, but If I had waited an hour, I might have been more disappointed. But we only waited like 10 minutes, so it was okay. Katya's been waiting to get a kebab, and we may just have to do that here. Toppings. Okay. How's your food? How's your donor wrap?
Yummy.
Good? Your plate looks like it's a massive pile of food. We got meat and rice and fries and sauces. Looks like maybe cheese. We are walking along the river. I believe this is the Elbe River here. We're gonna go see if we can find the Charles Bridge. That's the famous bridge in Prague. I remember when I came here, I don't know, 27 years ago, whatever it was. That was the one site I do remember visiting 100%. So I think it's just up here. Would you look at that castle and cathedral up on the hill? Pretty nice view along the river here. I think that might be our bridge there. We have made it over to the Charles Bridge. When we came around that corner, my daughter said, "Whoa," when she saw the tower. Now we're gonna have to cross it. And if you look, you can see the castle in the distance across the river. It's really impressive. Gives you a little bit better view of the sculpture and architecture of the tower. So we are going out across the bridge, and it is definitely a beehive of activity out here. Lots of people. You can see we got artists, probably hear the musician over there playing, and we've just barely crossed onto the bridge. But I can see why. Definitely draws in a lot of people, and it is an exciting place to visit. Fortunately, the statues are reduced to more of a silhouette with the dark lighting. Maybe have to check it out in the day tomorrow. It does look like some are more well lit than others. Tony wants to take a peek at the river. Definitely tell what that statue is of. Looks like we have someone playing some music. It is pretty freaking cool feeling walking here across the bridge, seeing all the towers. Just barely lost the cathedral and castle below the building there. Definitely a neat place. Now, one of the things that they have locally are these bread horns that they fill with cream and other goodness. So we might have to try one of these. So there's the dough as it cooks. There's the dough after it's cooked. There's a fresh one coming out. We have spoons. Katya got a frozen watermelon slushie. She said it's pretty good. And then we have the magic apple. It's like an apple filling and cream in the bread. I think you just got cream. Oh, you got some apple? How is it? It's a winner?
I mean, I haven't had the bread yet.
Well, I don't think the bread is in question. It looked pretty tasty.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing we came here because evidently this is the best in Prague and we just stumbled on it. It's kind of funny to me. We have this really awesome cathedral looking building. And then we've got a McDonald's right there. And then we have the Mickey Mouse van. If you don't believe me, the license plate says Mickey. Alright, well, it is starting to get late. It's after 9:30 and we've had a long day of travel and a little bit of sleep. So people are starting to wear down a bit. So we are going to wait for the tram to take us back to the hotel. If we have figured it out correctly, we are going to be taking the 15, and that should take us right back to about where our hotel is. So if not, then we'll just, I guess, be on some other adventure, trying to figure out how to get back to the hotel. So, but no, it's been a good day. Like I said, long as far as travel. These days usually are. But I think we were fortunate to get done what we did this afternoon and evening in Prague. So we will be here again tomorrow. So we do have some things planned for that. And then in 2 days, so the day after tomorrow, or overmorrow, as the correct English term would be, we will be heading off to Germany and to Dresden for the day, and then beyond from there. So I think we'll wrap it up with this one, and we'll wish you good night from Prague and happy travels.